Okay, here we have the 8-1 work together. We've got our worksheet from chapter 6 for Fix It Now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to post the closing entries from our worksheet to the journal for step 1, and then in step 2, we're going to post those closing entries to the ledgers for the accounts. So where we're going to start is we're going to post these closing entries from line 10 from sales, from the income summary section, from sales on down. So we have our section already labeled on the journal for closing entries. These are the closing entries for the month to finalize the record keeping for the month. So we'll put 30th for the end of April, and we're going to start with sales. We're going to just do it a little bit differently than how it is on the worksheet. We're going to put these in the opposite columns. So where we have sales, see it's in the credit column. This time we're going to put the sales in the debit column. Under the general section. So sales 2160. And then for our next line, we're going to put in income summary. And one of the things that you can do is look at the example in the book to help guide you along with this. Income summary, and that amount is going to go in the credit column. So we still keep that balancing part going. So then the next step is we're going to have another line for income summary. We're going to put a date in for that one though. And we're going to leave these cells blank for now in the general columns. We're going to leave that blank for now. And for the next few lines, we're going to journalize the expenses. So let's go up here to expenses. Here are all of our expenses, starting with advertised expense. And we're going to do the opposite with those. So at the top of the heading on the worksheet, they're in the debit column. Well, on the journal, we're going to put those in the credit column. So advertising expense 460. So we're going to put these in the credit column, 460. Then we have the next was the cash short and over. That was the petty cash. It was $6, and then $125 for insurance expense. 6 there, and then fill in insurance expense. That was $125. Then our next one, miscellaneous expense for $189. I don't know, I always have trouble with the word miscellaneous. Miscellaneous expense, $189. The next one, supplies expense, $153. then the last one, utilities expense. Utilities expense, $550. Okay, so those are our expenses. So now what we can do with those is we're going to add all those up. So 460 plus 6 plus 125 plus 189 plus 153 plus 550. I guess I have a typo there, 553. So 1483. First, let me fix my typo. So those come to 1483 for the expenses. So now we're going to use that 1483 to put here in the debit column for that other income summary amount, 1453. Still maintain balance. Okay, so now we're going to have another entry that requires a date. I have another entry for income summary again. And we're going to use the net income amount. So we're going to get our net income of $677. And then the next entry is going to be Connor Whitney capital account. And then income summary amount we're going to use in the credit column for this capital account entry. And then we're going to have another entry for Connor's capital account. And we're going to get that from our worksheet. That's $1,700 debit. So we're going to use the drawing account for this one. Sorry. So we're going to get the drawing account for $1,700 entry for another capital account entry on the journal. And this will all make more sense and come together when we do the ledgers. So $1,700 for this capital account entry. Then basically we're going to wipe this out with the drawing account entry, $1,700. Those kind of offset each other, but still maintaining that balance. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next step. Posting these entries into the ledgers. So we'll start with sales. Remember, we're going to need our page number for our journal, page 8. So we'll start with sales, $2,160 debit. Let's go down here and find sales. The 30th. Posting reference, page 8 from the journal. Debit amount $21.60. So we have a credit balance of $21.60. Now we've got this debit entry, $21.60. So subtract. That brings everything to zero. Zeroes everything out for the end of the month. Remember, this is closing entry. So we're basically closing the end of the month. So we can start a new month and start fresh with sales in the next month for May. So we can leave those blank. We can put zeros in here, but we don't need to. We can just leave those blank. Now we're going to put 0. So now that sales account is closed for the month. Oh, need to get the account number, 410. Okay, so now we've got income summary, $21.60. So let's find the income summary. Income summary, you see there's nothing here. So basically the sales have been converted to income. Income summary, $21.60 credit. So now the new balance is a credit. We have our account number 330. Now we've got another income summary entry for $14.83. Go ahead and put that account number there. So $14.83 debit. So that last entry gave us a credit on the account, $21.60. So now it's subtracted off this $14.83. Should give us $677. New credit balance of $677. And I already put the account number on the journal for 330. So we can leave this one alone for a little bit. Now we're going to enter our expenses on the expense ledgers. So advertising expense, $460. So $460 credit. I had a debit, so same amount, $460. So it zeros that account out for the month. So the account number 510. Then cash short and over, $6. Zeros that one out. And account number 520. Insurance expense, $125. By now you can see the pattern. Closing all the accounts out for the end of the month. They have miscellaneous expense. Account number 530 for insurance. Now miscellaneous expense 189. Account number 540. Supplies expense. $153. Account number 550. Utilities expense 550. The account number for utilities expense 560. Back up here on the journal. Now we have another income summary entry for 677 debit. Specified income summary. There it is. 30th. Page 8. Debit 677. So that's once we subtract, that takes care of the last bit of the 677 balance that was in there. So it closes that one account out. The account number 330. And that gets us to the capital account, 677 credit. $30th. 8. 677 credit. So now we got a previous balance. That was a credit a balance. So a credit balance. Talk right eventually here. So 7443 plus 677, 8120 in the capital account. That's account number 310. Then another entry for the capital account, $1,700 debit. This is taking into account the money that was already taken out. So 8120 minus the 1,700, 6420. The account number 310. So that's going to be the value of the capital account at the beginning of the next month, 6420. Then we have our last entry here, the drawing account, $1,700 credit. Account number 320. Okay, so we have our posting references all filled in. So that's a good indicator that we didn't miss anything. Everything's been posted in the ledgers. So that is the 8-1, work together.